My name is Liam. I am a university student looking for a job to help pay for my studies. I never knew that this job would make me believe in the existence of spirits. What I am about to tell you was not a story I heard, nor something I read, but an experience I lived myself. The story began at the end of 2018, when I found a job advertisement at an old car maintenance center in the industrial area. They were looking for night security guards. The job was perfect for me, nights for income and days for studying. I went to the interview. The building was old and uncomfortable, but I needed the job. A woman guided me to a small room at the end of a long hallway. I sat and waited. After a few minutes, a man walked in and immediately said, "Welcome, Liam." He asked me routine questions, then calmly said, "Congratulations, you start tomorrow at 10 in the evening." Before I left, he said, "In this place, what matters is not that you do not fall asleep, but that you do not get scared." The site was a maintenance center in a nearly abandoned industrial area. There were 3 security guards, one for the cameras, one at the entrance, and one at the exit. My supervisor was named James, an older man who spoke very little. He was the one who sat in front of the screens. On my first night, he said firmly, "Whatever happens, never leave your post without telling me, and do not try to explain anything. And do not ask too many questions." I asked, "Anything like what?" He looked at me for a long time, then did not answer. It was strange, but I did not think much about it. The first days passed quietly. One night, 2 nights, weeks passed. Boredom, silence, and the cold of the night. That was normal for this kind of job, until my coworker Carter took time off. There was a shortage of staff which worked in my favor because it increased my pay. So I became responsible for both the entrance and the exit. One very cold night, I started my shift as usual. I was walking between the 2 gates, counting my steps, fighting sleep. Suddenly, I felt movement, as if someone was standing behind me. I turned around and saw a man standing about 2 meters away. He was wearing a hood, and I could not see his face. The darkness was complete. Even the light poles were not working. If I needed light, I had to use my phone flashlight or the emergency torch. I controlled my fear because I am not someone who scares easily. In a low voice, he said, "A lighter." I froze for a moment, then I took out my lighter and lit his cigarette. I asked him, "How are you? Do you work here?" I wanted to ask where he came from and how he appeared so suddenly, but that was all I managed to say. He did not reply. He lit the cigarette, walked into the darkness, and disappeared. He appeared again twice later. The same place, the same silence, the same request. I tried to see his face in the light of the lighter, but the light revealed nothing. Days passed until one morning when I met James at the end of my shift. He suddenly asked, "Liam, who were you talking to?" I said, "A strange man. He asked for a light." He stared at me for a long time and said nothing. From that moment, fear began to grow inside me, because every time he appeared, I felt something was wrong, but I did not follow that feeling. One night, James was tired and did not come in, and a new employee replaced him. For the first time, I sat in front of the surveillance screens. It was 3 in the morning. I was playing on my phone and watching the screens when suddenly I saw the guard at the gate stop. He stared ahead, reached into his pocket, pulled out a lighter, and lit it. But the shock was that there was no one in front of him. No shadow, no movement, no person. Just a hand lighting a cigarette for someone who was not there. My body froze. My heart raced, and my legs felt heavy. Fear almost killed me. I rushed down to him and asked, "How are you? Who were you talking to?" He looked at me in surprise, then said in a terrifyingly calm voice, "A strange man appeared suddenly and asked me for a light. I do not know where he came from. Is there a problem?" I could not say a word, and I could not go back to the cameras. I stayed with him until sunrise. The next day, I was on camera duty again. The first thing I did was search the old recordings from the days when that man appeared to me. The shock came when I watched the footage. I saw myself talking and lighting the lighter for empty air. There was nothing, no one, just me standing alone. I froze in fear. That day, the hours felt endless. I left the office and stood with my coworker until morning. Later, after I told James everything, he told me the truth. A worker had died in a fire at the entrance gate. He then told me that I was not the first person to see him. I quit the job a few days later. But even today, I still cannot forget. 3:30 a.m. A truck driver on a deserted road is carrying a strange man, and when he reached his destination, the man disappeared from the truck. No door opened, no sound happened. He vanished suddenly. The story begins with Daniel Harper, a 38-year-old truck driver from Louisiana. He is married and has a child. His life was quiet, but bills, truck payments, and family expenses kept piling up, and to earn extra money, Daniel decided to work at night to cover household and family expenses. Daniel tells the story, saying, "One night at work, I was exhausted. It was past 3 in the morning, the temperature was low, and there was heavy fog. The road was completely silent. Streetlights were dim and the roads empty for miles. Suddenly, I noticed a man standing alone. He was not moving and not looking around. He slowly raised his hand, signaling me to stop. I hesitated for a moment, then pulled the truck over. The man opened the door and got in beside me without saying a word. I hesitated for a second before driving, but then I moved on. I thought he was freezing from the cold or had been standing there for a long time. I started talking to him. "How are you? Are you okay?" He replied with short answers as if he did not want to talk. "Where are you going?" he answered. "The next station." There were about 10 kilometers between us and the station, and I knew the road well. After a few minutes, I started to feel the road was unusual. It felt longer, and there was a smell, a strange smell like dirt. I pressed harder on the gas until a station appeared with a cafeteria where I always buy coffee. I stopped and told him I would buy coffee for him too. He did not reply. I got out of the truck, entered the cafeteria, keeping my eyes on him and the truck. I had the key with me, and the doors were locked, but I kept watching. I ordered the coffee, took it, and went back. Then the shock. There was no one in the truck. The doors had not opened, and even if he had gotten out without me seeing him, I would have heard the door. My truck door makes a loud sound. I know it well. I froze for a few moments, then I got out again, went back into the cafeteria, and asked someone there to check the cameras. Fortunately, the recording was clear, but the shock was there. Was no one sitting beside me? I was talking to no one, literally. The cameras showed me talking to the air. I sat in the cafeteria for a full hour. My legs could barely carry me. I do not know who got in with me or who I was talking to. The man in the cafeteria knows me. He asked, "Are you okay?" I said yes, but I do not know. He looked at me, then gave me a hot drink, then left. And since that day, I never stopped for anyone ever again.